What's up, everybody? Welcome to some Atraxa Fungus. Hope you're ready to get those fungus. Hey, and before we start this, just giving you a heads up. There is a fungus among us. Alright, oh, sorry. Just hit y'all upside the head with that. I'm sorry. But hey, just want to give you fair warning. As far as opening hand goes, yeah, we've got parallel lives. It's not too bad. We could mulligan, but, yeah, I don't mind this. Yeah, if we get into spots where we get some nice little creatures on the battlefield, maybe we go for a quick little, not quick little Avengers in the car, but if we get into spots where we have Avengers in the car and the Null Mage Shepherd out there, it seems pretty good. Yeah, we're going to keep on this one. And we're on the draw, so hopefully we kind of maybe draw something to accelerate our mana base just a little bit. But we are playing against the Gitrog monster. Awesome, man. Love it. See if our opponent has a mulligan pass 4 or not. That would be a little bit of a bummer, but to be honest, this deck is not that good, so hey, it needs every little bit of advantage that it can get out here. It ain't that good. Let's go to get the template. Well, it is good. It does do good at getting the spores down. Let's go ahead and put that. We want that on top. Let's go put that on the bottom. Let's see if we can't hit something that helps us kind of accelerate our mana just a little bit. But yeah, the deck is good. It's a very dirtle deck, and it folds to any sort of board wipe or any sort of thing like that. That's the main issue with the deck. So if our opponent has to mulligan down to 4, hey, I'll take it. I'll take it in a heartbeat. Let's go and get the Scalding Tarn down. I think that sounds good. Anything else now? Well, actually, if we want to, we'll just go and leave it up just in case. We're playing Atraxa. She has Flying, Vigilance, Death Touch, and Lifelink. Then, at the beginning of your instep, Proliferate. Play against the Gitrog monster. He has Death Touch at the beginning of your upkeep. Sack the Gitrog monster unless you sacrifice a land. Then, you may play an additional land on each of your turns, and whenever one or more land cards are put into your graveyard from anywhere, draw a card. And our opponent's going for a Harrow. We're going to crack the Scalding Tarn and see what we want to search up with that. Probably grab a black source off this one, and then we'll grab a white source off the Flooded Strand. Just make sure that we can get down to tracks and kind of go beat sticks with it. That sounds like a game plan. Got the Bajuka Gardener. Okay, let's go and crack the Scalding Tarn. Let's grab the Watery Grave, put it into play tap. Not going to pay 2. See what we draw for the turn. Spore Mound. All right, now we've got some spores. We're rocking somewhere. We're going. Let's go and get the Flooded Strand down. And then anything else we need to go for? No, we're going to go and pass the turn. So we can crack that Flooded Wooded Foothills. We do want to have another green source. We have a green source in the hand, so we can at least grab a. We're okay on double blue. I don't think we have double black in here. All right, so we got the Bajuka Gardener swinging in for 2. Sorry, I guess our opponent's got no lands in hand right now. Let's go and crack the Wooded Foothills. And then we're not going to get down to Atraxa just yet. We don't want our opponent to scoop in case they don't have that good of an opening hand. What do we want to grab off this one? We're going to grab a Savannah. I think that sounds good. Let's go and grab a Temple Garden actually instead. Coming to play, not going to shock it in. No, we're good. And then we'll be able to get down some nice little parallel lives. Ooh, Skull Clamp. All right. With the Spore Mound. Good, good, good. Let's go and get the Forest. Actually, let's get the Flooded Strand down. Let's go and crack that. So we're going to be green, black, white. And then we have another green source in the hand. Let's go ahead and grab let's grab a black-white source. Then I think we'll kind of be covered as far as our mana base goes. Let's go and grab that Scrub Lands, put it into play tapped, and put it into play. Let's get the Parallel Lives down. There we go. Tap that last one. Get down the Parallel Lives, and then anything else. Now we're going to go and pass the turn. All right, so next turn. We're looking at getting the forest down. We get the Spore Mound down, and then create a nice little 1/1 sapling token. We'll get double of those because of parallel lives out there, so we're probably going to go ahead and get that down now. What we can do is we can get the Null Mage Shepherd down and Plague Maw Beast, sack a creature, proliferate. Let's go ahead and let's get the forest down. If we hit the land drop for the Spore Mound, then we'll be online for Skull Clamp the following turn. So let's just hope that we hit the land drop. Let's get down the Spore Mound, and then anything else. Now we're going to go past the turn. Opponent does have 2 cards in hand with 4 total mana, so they're missing 1 mana as far as Gitrog is concerned. But at least, you know, if they do get on Gitrog with the 5th land drop, they're going to be sacking a bunch of lands, and they might slowly kind of deplete them out with the Gitrog monster. But they're really drawing some cards, so we'll kind of see. We may end up going for Atraxa and just simply going for the Skull Clamp if we do not get our 5th land drop. But it'll be nice if we get the Parallel Lives down. Then we can kind of bust this open and then slowly work our way towards a nice little Avengers in the card. Kind of just level out from there. And with the Juniper Order Ranger, whenever a creature enters a battlefield under your control, put a +1 counter on that creature and a +1 counter on the Ranger. So it'll be a good way for us to really kind of amplify out our Hero's Downfall. Bummer, man. Alright, take care of the Spore Mound. So we may end up going for Atraxa next turn, and they don't swing in on that one. Okay, see if we get the land drop, draw into Savannah. Let's go ahead and let's get down Atraxa. It's going to be green, and then black, white, and then blue. And then we're going to get the Skull Clamp down. That's going to be 6 mana, and then we're going to be 1 away from Avengers Zendikar. Anything else we're going to go for? No, we're good. We could put the Skull Clamp on there just in case something happens to Atraxa. Yeah, we're going to put it on there. That way, yeah, we're not going to use the mana for anything else, then we kind of shift it around if we need to. So then we're going to go and pass the turn. Nothing for us to proliferate off the Atraxa off that one. So we're done. I'm going to go ahead and pass the turn. But what are we doing with the deck? So we don't really have a lot of the fungus creatures in here, but a lot of the fungus creatures have, at the beginning of your upkeep, put a spore counter on this creature. And then you can remove 3 spore counters and do blank. Either you know, gain some life or add some mana to your mana pool or any sort of thing like that. Just like this. And then this one we can add color to our mana pool for that. Let's go ahead and we have 6 total mana. Let's go ahead and get down Utopia. And then let's go ahead and swing in. Well, actually, we should have sequenced that. We should have gone the Juniper Order Ranger and then gone for the Utopia. If that's the case, let's go and get the Plague Maw Beast down. That way we can start sacking some of our creatures and get some nice little proliferate going once we get those extra counters on there. Let's go and swing in right now. I'm going to come in for 5 in the air. We're going to gain that life, put us back to 28. So now all we really have to do is worry about Gitrog coming across as far as commander damage goes. Swinging in for 5. And let's go and get down the Plague Maw Beast. Alright, there we go. Alright, that'll be online next turn. We can sack a creature to get it going. And then if we do hit the land drop for the turn, what we can do is get those nice little plant tokens going and then have something to go for the Plague Maw. We can sack some creatures and kind of proliferate and get some extra counters on there. But yeah, the deck's a lot of fun. There's just a lot of moving parts to the deck. So like your payoff card is something like Utopia, so you have to get it down, then get a counter on there, and then go for Atraxa, get those counters rocking and rolling. If they have any sort of spot removal, it's just this. It's a deck that's just real shaky at high speeds. You get going fast enough, and your front tire comes off, and you crash into the wall or something, whatever you're gonna call it. I don't know, but it's still fun to play. It's one of those decks that every time we play it. I want to get the saplings going, man. It's a lot of fun. And it's a different build of Atraxa. It's kind of fun. I do have Atraxa Killing Floor, which is more of a 5-color or 4-color aristocrat style build. But, yeah, still fun either way. Hopefully with the land drop, then we can go Avengers Zendikar and we'll just have chump blockers for days, especially if they're going to be sacrificing creatures for the Gitrog. But we're going to let this go through on this one. We're okay with that. And then we get into spots where we can start getting that nice little Skull Clamp activations going. But do we want to go for the Avengers Zendikar with a land drop to make for the turn? At the beginning of your upkeep, you may put the top 2 cards of your library in your graveyard. Whenever one more card's put in the graveyard, or create a green insect token. Okay. Got that. Get the nice little spore counter on the Utopia. Enlightened Tutor. Let's go ahead. Let's get the Juniper Order Ranger down. I think that sounds good. Let's go and get the Ranger down. We need to get, if we're going to start getting some tokens going, we can really take advantage of that. We need to make sure that we leave up white mana for the Enlightened Tutor. Let's go and swing in for 5. Coming in hot. And then we're going to be able to proliferate off the Utopia. And what we can do is, if we Enlighten Tutor for the Cornucopia, then we get some nice little extra, some nice little counters on that. I think that sounds good. Yeah. I'm going to go and proliferate. Let's go and send it to the end turn. Let's go and proliferate on the Utopia. Click done. And anything else now, we're going to go on past turn. So we have a Enlightened Tutor, we can go for that, put something on top of our library. Probably didn't go for the Cornucopia. We can simply just get that down for 1. We'll have enough spore counters on the Utopia to make a sapling token, sacrifice it to the Plague Maw, kind of start generating that little bit of extra mana, and then give us a turn to at least kind of draw a land for the Avengers Zendikar to kind of get those plant tokens on the battlefield. And once we're good with that, we're going to have a ton of creatures that are going to be able to block for days off these. And let's go ahead and always yield, and then always yield. There we go. Let them do their thing. So we get a little 5/3 elemental. Get the little insect token. It's going to be battle of the tokens on this one. But the good thing with the Juniper Order Ranger is once we get those creatures on the battlefield, we're going to have a nice little Juniper Order Ranger that we can chump block with. And then once we get the Null Mage Shepherd down, we can start kind of pinging away at any sort of artifacts or enchantment they control. But they only have 1 out there right now, which is you know, not setting the world on fire as far as the crawling sensation of bugs on your skin. But yeah, this seems like a pretty cool little, like a kind of token build of Gitrog, which is pretty cool. If you're new to the channel, I do have a build of Gitrog. It's called Gitrog Hypnotoad. It's 100% green-black Voltron Enchantress, and I love playing it. A lot of fun. So if you want to watch that, go over to my playlist section, check it out. A lot of fun. Swinging in for 6, it's going to be 12 total commander damage. And once again, we're okay with it at this point right now. We're going to get those triggers going on the Utopia, and then anything else. Enlighten. We have the Enlightened Tutor to go for. They have 4 cards in the hand, and we're still sitting at, you know, as far as the race goes, as far as commander damage, will be 18. So yeah, we're still just a little bit away. Kind of have to be careful to get Rock dealing commander damage, but hopefully we'll kind of be okay once we get down the Avenger of Zendikar. The Centaur Vine Crasher. Okay, and they're just casting that one. Let's go and go for the Enlightened Tutor. And that does have trample, so we're going to have to watch out for that as a little 6/6 body. What are we going to go for? Get an extra upkeep. We'll go for Mirari's Awake. We can get that down and start generating some extra mana off of that. Anointed Possession will really amplify the number of tokens that we're running. Let's go for the Astral Cornucopia. Just when you think you had a chance. Okay, let's go and grab that. We're going to draw that Cornucopia. Alright, now right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 total mana. We can simply just create the Spore token, and then that'll be enough mana to generate, to get down Avenger of Zendikar. We do have to watch out for the Vine Crasher, but we'll end up with a nice little Juniper Order Ranger. Let's go and go for that. Let's go and remove the Spore counters from it. Create a Sapling token. So we're going to go ahead and always yield to that. It's going to end up as like a, should end up as a 4/6. There we go. Let's go for the Avenger of Zendikar. Let's go and sack a Sapling. Let's add a green to our mana pool. Let's go for Avenger of Zendikar. It's going to be double green. And then we're going to end up with a really big, oh yeah, beautiful. Let's go and get the Avenger down, get the Juniper trigger on there, and we're going to end up with 6, oh yes, 17/17, beautiful. I think at this point we're still going to go ahead and hold off. Let's go and swing in with the, Atraxa. And actually we can go and swing in with the Juniper Order Ranger. This is going to be 17/19. Well, just in case, it's going to be 12. They'd have to completely tap out on that one, and then we can proliferate to kind of get some counters on there. Yeah, let's go and swing in like that, because we can sacrifice the Sapling tokens to the Plague Maw, and then start generating some extra counters on there to kind of proliferate across the board on that. And then if we want to, we can get down the Null Mage Shepherd and start sacking some of these Sapling tokens to kind of go from there. So we got 17 coming across. We've got the, and that does not have trample, so they're just going to run into that Insect token, which we're okay with. Go down to 15. It's 15 total commander damage. And if we get down the Cornucopia, we'll really have a lot of mana. Let's swing in for 7. Let's go ahead and we'll have to sack a few creatures over there. Let's just go and pass the turn at this point right now. We're going to be able to proliferate across the board on this. Let's go 1. This will be the fun part, making sure that we click on all these Sapling tokens. Man, this is turning out pretty good. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of the saplings on the battlefield, but I'll take this. Get some nice little plant tokens. There we go. I think we clicked on everything. Everything's green. Don't want to put one on the Vine Lasher. Yeah, we're done. Okay. So now we have a bunch of 2/3s coming across. Anything else now, we're going to go and pass the turn. So we'll get that down, then we'll get the Utopia down, and then we can kind of get some nice little counters on that the following turn. And hopefully kind of outrace this Gitrog. I'll take that. This is a nice little board state we've developed. Even though I wish we had more Fungus out there, but hey, we'll take it. Alright, into the Wilds trigger. Look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you may put it onto the battlefield. See what they reveal off that one. The Gitrog monster, sack a land. They're okay on lands right now. They can sacrifice their forest. And then we'll get that rocking. But as far as next turn goes, we've got at least 20 points of damage in the plant tokens. And we still have an active Plague Maw to kind of get into spots where we can really kind of amplify the number of, amplify the counters that we have out there. And start swinging in. And then with the, if we want to get the Null Mage Shepherd down, we can get that down and start tapping some tokens to kind of get rid of the crawling sensation and into the wilds on that one. Kind of keep them in check. But at least right now we're going to be able to stop the Vine Crasher from coming across, which is going to be important on that. But I think, So we have 10, 12. We have only one sapling token on the battlefield to start sacrificing to the Utopia, but at least right now we've got some nice little, and then once we start making our land drops with the Avengers Zendikar out there, then we'll really start increasing the number of counters that we're going to get out there, especially on the Order Ranger. Alright, so we got the Lightning Greaves on the Vine Crasher. See if they're going to swing in. At least sacrifice that plant token, kind of amplify the +1 counters. But on a side note, if you find yourself with the Fungus Amongus, head over to mtgotraders.com. They have some nice little sapling tokens for you to choose from. And be sure to subscribe to the MTGO Traders YouTube channel. I'm making videos for them too. And I have the Scorpion God going out this week, so if you want to see the Scorpion God in action, head on over there. Alright, so we got the Gitrog monster swinging in. It does have Death Touch. That'll be 18 total commander damage. Doing a chump block on. Now, let's see if we can't get in the spots where we have lethal next turn. So we get it for 6. It's 18 commander damage. We're okay with that. And then we'll be able to sacrifice a creature and get those nice little those nice triggers going. But for the records, we do have at least one sapling on the battlefield, which will matter to me. Alright, so let's go ahead and sacrifice a creature and proliferate. Let's go ahead and go for one of the plant tokens at this point. Gonna be able to proliferate. Let's put one on the Juniper Order Ranger. And we're going to need to hold... Okay, opponent scoops it up. Yeah, we're going to be able to put an extra counter on there. And then next turn we can do it again and make it go from 3 4s to 4 5s. And they're going to have... Let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They only have 7 blockers. We've got 10. Yeah, we're going to be able to push at least 5 in the air. Puts them down to 10. And then we're going to have enough lethal and plant tokens coming across. So I'll definitely take that. So... we didn't get a lot of sapling action going, but yeah, it was a nice little showing for Atraxa Fungus. So, alright everybody, if you enjoyed it, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.